Hi, it's Victoria Mavis coming to you from HRKnowledgeBase. If you're watching me on this video, it meant that you purchased the book, Building the Ultimate Network. So thank you for that. What I want to do in this video is we're having a short introduction to the ideas that are really the key to you having success with connecting with strangers instantly. So it's all about behavioral styles. So when I say that, I'm using two of the characters that you'll often see me use in my videos just as illustrations. But the first thing I want you to do is forget everything you know about people or behavioral styles. So you got that click? They're gone. Now the first thing, there are four characteristics that can help us classify behavior into four styles that are easy to observe and predict, and for you to successfully manage and interact with going forward. The first distinction is between task and relationship. And when you think of this, you want to think of a task person being somebody who might come to work, go immediately into their cubicle or their office, do their email, their voicemail, their to-do list. Or the relationship person would tend to want to kibitz at the water cooler. Now the next distinction you have is whether they're direct or they're indirect. Now when you think of a direct style, I want you to think of Joel, somebody like Joel, that when you're approaching people, especially in a group setting, might be a little more flashy. They might have flashier clothes, a little color, a little boisterous. You might see a lot of hand movement, gestures. They tend to have a lot of big smiles on their faces. And they like to laugh. That'd be somebody like a Jewel who actually has jewels that she wears. Now the other way you see them is by what they say. They tend to, if you ask them a question, it's an instant response, versus somebody that might be more like a Priscilla, Princess, who's an indirect character. And the indirect character, when you ask them a question, they're going to think about it and reflect. And what they're thinking about is it the right answer? Am I going to hurt somebody's feelings if I say this? That's an indirect. Now if you look at her visually, Princess has no ornateness like Jewel does. Very muted individual. Might be grays, might be soft blues, soft colors, but it's not going to be as colorful and bold as the direct individual. Now the key to you managing this or in approaching your people and commanding the room, which is my chapter 22, is using three things as your guide of how to manage relationships. First, you want to identify the individual. And you identify them by what they wear, what they say, how they walk. The more direct they are, the faster their pace is going to be. The more indirect they are, the slower their pace is going to be. Likewise, their language. They're going to have very different language. You might hear over on the indirect side, you might hear a lot of words that say data. Let me think about that. And just pausing. In the indirect, you're going to hear a lot of enthusiastic kind of words. And you're also going to hear a difference in a voice. Now if you look at, or if you listen, or maybe rewind the tape to what I said, I'm almost in character. When I talk about direct people, I start getting more enthusiastic. When I'm indirect, I'm a little more, a little more controlled. So the key in connecting with them is first identify who they are, know who they are, what I call mirror and match. So whoever you're in front of, they feel like they're communicating to someone just like them. That's really the key to connecting with strangers instantly. So if you take that model, you'll be way ahead of the curve when it comes to commanding the room. Victoria Mavis, thank you.